Alright, good afternoon Safari Zone fans, welcome back. So this is episode 2 of how to complete this game, Safari Zone, which is a game I forgot to mention in the last video. This is a game I made myself, so I mean you probably can tell by the funky art style, but I did make this game entirely myself. It does have some motivation and some ideas were brought from some of my friends, like Bone Gaming, The Flame, and Blobfish did help me a little bit with like what some stuff should be, like what I should add, but all of the coding, all of the drawing, this has all been me. So it is a custom game, so I'm kind of proud of that. But so last time we left off, you were able to get your zebra and you were able to get your monkey. So now, if you are confused and you might be like, well, where to go? You probably tried these other doors. If you haven't, this is why these videos are here, to explain to you how to go through the game. So after you've gotten your monkey from up here, the next thing you're going to do progressing the game is go down and to the left, and you will be greeted with the caverns. Now the second you get into the caverns, you will see two things. You'll see this little like stone gravel encounter right here, and you'll see this funky thing over here. This is a fossil. If you go over to it and press the space bar while on top of it, it will disappear and it'll say, you got a fossil. Now I'll show you what to do with that fossil before we mess around with this guy. The fossil, if you go back, if you saw in episode 1, it talks about this fossil extractinator. If you go up to this, this will allow you to extract for a blobfish. Now this blobfish is guaranteed tamed. Just every time you go up to this, press the space bar, it will do an encounter. Every time you get an encounter with this guy, it will give one to you. So if you only wanted one, it will give you it'll give you a blobfish. It is a 1 in 200 unique odds, I'm pretty sure. I believe it's 1 in 200. You can also see on the corner here that it'll show you how many blobfish you've extracted, how many unique ones you've extracted. So if you wanted to flex on your friends and say like, hey, I got like 30 of these or whatever. That is a little fun mini game mechanic if you want to go and hunt that. So if you see you want to go select him. Oh, I didn't talk about this. Selecting. This allows you to change your creature. So if you get a creature and you're like, oh, this is really cool. It also works if you get uniques and all that stuff. So if you get a unique and you're like, oh, that's cool. I want to use this. Like, it looks really cool. You can go and you can select them. Your blobfish will be on the second page. If you can't find a creature that you just tamed, because you don't find them in like the order that you tamed them. They're in the order that were just put there. So if you can't find them, you might just have to scroll through the pages till you find them. Usually, depending on how you progress in the story, usually they should be pretty close together. Just the blobfish is all the way out here just because of the update it was put in. But so yes, you can change your creature. You don't have to be the zebra throughout the entire game. If you want to, you can. But you can change it so you can play something that you'd like to. So I'm going to be the blobfish for now. We're going to go back into the caverns. You did see this encounter over here. If you go up to this encounter, this will encounter you with the Wraith. This Wraith has a 1 in 3 tame rate and a 1 in 100 unique odds. Just for reference, the only uniques you need to get to progress in the story. This will probably change later, because just I don't know. I think it's kind of funky to have you need uniques to progress in the story. So this probably will change later. But as of 1.9.2, which is what I'm playing right now, you need to have the unique monkey. You need to have the unique snake. The snake I will explain in a different video on how to get that. But you do not need this unique. You don't need any of the other uniques. They're just for fun if you want to get them. So this Wraith, we're going to try and get this guy. And after you get him, we'll show you... After you get this guy, you'll be ready for... Technically, if you wanted to, after you get your monkey, you're ready for your first boss fight. And I'll actually show you guys that right now. This could be encountered the second you get your monkey. You'll see after you get your Wraith, you'll see this orb. This will be your first alpha encounter. I'm not going to get to that yet. First, I want to show you guys the... technically first alpha encounter you can get in the game. So when you enter the caverns, there's a 1 in 10 chance that a different geo that looks different than this, it will spawn. It'll have different gemstones. I'll show you when I get it. But so to get this, you're just going to reset your caverns by walking in and out of Lily Village in the caverns. There we go. We got one actually spawned right on top of me. So this one has 3 gemstones, and they're all kind of like fiery color. When you encounter this one, it will bring you with a slug. You can tell what is an alpha encounter. The regular encounters will have these small circles. The alpha encounters are bigger. So that's how you tell it's an alpha. And also most alphas you can't run from. There are 2 alphas currently in wild mode that you can run from for reasons that I will explain in those videos. But in classic mode, you will not encounter any alphas you can run from. So if you also want to hunt for this guy, he is a tricky one. Alright, so see, this is a little tricky. Sometimes both of these will be off screen, so you won't know which one's the alpha. But because I can see this one's blue and green, I know this one has to be that because the blue and green one with the blue and green gemstones are the Wraith. The other ones will be the slug. So we'll get this guy. I'm going to tame, while I try and tame him, I'm going to talk about him. So this guy has 1 in 200 unique odds and a 1 in 10 tame rate. All alphas have a 1 in 10 tame rate, and I'm pretty sure all of them have a 1 in 200 unique odds. But also added with the 1 in 10 is a 10% chance to spawn when entering the caverns. You're looking at a 1 in 2,000 chance for this guy's unique. Or no, I think it's higher than that. 1 in 20,000, I think. This is a really, really stupid, difficult thing to get. So 1 in 20,000, if you want to tame it, that's a huge flex. This is one of the hardest uniques to get in the game. I don't think it is the hardest, but definitely up there. So it is definitely a grind. Even just getting a regular one can feel a little bit like a grind. So if you're up for the challenge, yeah, do it. Go to my Discord. If any of you guys are interested, I do have a Discord. In my Discord, there's a different section where we talk about Safari Zone. So if you really like this game, you can talk about it and meet with other people who talk about this game a lot. Feel free to do that if you want to go flex the unique slug you just got. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is like snoring. It's blue. It's the male cat you guys always see in videos because he likes to put his face in the camera. Alright, so here's our slug. I'm not sure how many encounters we've gotten so far with this guy, but I should be able to tame him shortly. So anyway, while I'm doing this, because I do want to tame it and then show you guys that, while I'm doing this, if you guys have already gotten yours, or you're like, I don't really care to get this, I just want to move on with the game. Because you do not need, at least right now, you will later, but right now you do not need him for the story. You will need him later in game. Usually when I play through Safari Zone, if I'm just playing like casually, I'll wait till like the end of the game. I'll wait till end game to get this guy just because he's a little like a little grindy to get. And usually I'm trying to get to mid game and just move on with the story. So if you don't like care to get this guy or you've already tamed yours, you can move on by going into this encounter. This will bring you with the enemy spider. This is your first boss in the game that will allow you to progress through the story. He has a 1 in 200 unique rate and a 1 in 10 tame chance. So you're looking at a 1 in 2,000 about there for unique. So yeah, the unique rates are not technically perfected because like regular uniques like the zebra at the start of the game, well technically that's the only one that's 1 in 100 because it's quote unquote guaranteed to tame. But so things like the wraith in here, it's 1 in 300 if you're looking at it statistically because the 1 in 100 of getting it and the 1 in 3 chance for it to tame. So we did get our slug. I'm going to equip this guy just because it's kind of cool. Then we're going to go move on with our enemy spider encounter and we'll get that. There we go. You'll see he's got this orange circle around him showing that that's an alpha. Now we're going to go for our enemy spider. That's cool. It's so small. I like it. Usually the alphas will stay pretty... Some of them will stay big when they're in the encounter. This guy gets kind of small, but he's cute. So we are going to go for the enemy spider. This is the last thing you need to progress in the game. After you get your enemy spider, then you can start moving on in the story. So if you've already gotten your enemy spider, that is it for this video. I'm just going to finish up by getting this guy. There we go. That is it for the Caverns. You've successfully gotten every single encounter you can currently get in the game if you get your slug. I believe that is, how many? 1, 2, 3. I think there's 6 you can get as of right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there's 2 alphas you can get. There's a blobfish you can get from the fossil. And 3 regulars. So there you go. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.